what it was. Y'all already know who it is. If not, that's my name. Don't wear it out. That's the title that I definitely should be addressed by. Y'all tuned in with priceless knowledge of self. And this right here, this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight. And before we even get started, man, let me ask y'all, is retrograde season on anybody else's ass? Oh, this shit is on my ass, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. And just cause I'm built like that, I know I don't have to build like that. But, I keep getting some fucked up bricks. I mean, look, man, like I told y'all, I got this Neptune retrograde at 22 degrees of Pisces, exactly conjunct my Jupiter at 22 degrees of Pisces in my 6th house. Pardon me. Then I got this Pluto retrograde at 28 degrees of Capricorn, exactly square my North and South node and conjunct my Mars. Then I ain't even gonna go into the rest, man. I got this Saturn retrograde. Fuck it. I got this Saturn retrograde exactly opposite my Venus. So that's in my 4th house. My Venus is in my 10th house. I mean, does it show? We'll be alright though. We'll be alright though, man, cause we gonna thug it out. That's what I've been doing since birth. That's why I'm the king around here. So, man, we finna get into this karmic destiny. Cause this right here, this is a little something about those people that have their North node in the 3rd house and their South node in the 9th house of their natal chart. And see, before we even get into that, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell you a little bit about the nodes. I'm going to bring y'all a little information on the North node. I'm going to bring y'all a little information on the South node. And then after that, I'm going to give y'all a little information on the mythology and the history behind it and how it's used in different astrologies. So, you tuned into the right place. And without wasting any more time, let's get it cracking. So, in astrology, your life's purpose is encoded in the North and the South node of the moon, or referred to as Rahu and Ketu, respectively, in Vedic astrology. And these right here are not astral celestial bodies either, but they're actually 2 mathematical points in the chart that fall directly opposite one another. You know, and they kind of create an axis of sorts. For instance, if your North node is in Capricorn, then your South node is in Cancer. And if your North node is in the 3rd house, then your South node is in the 9th house, and so on and so forth. But they really help us answer questions like, what am I supposed to do with my life? Why am I here? And what's my mission? You know what I'm saying? Even why am I like this? And what might I have been in past lives? Yeah, we're going to go there. And if you don't believe in that, just think about it as your early days. But either way, man, when we're talking about the North node, let's talk about the North node now. This is where your destiny lies in this life. This is where you need to be going right now. And I like to think that the North node illuminates the terrain that's calling your name, but climbing to the top of that mountain is going to be like trying to get to the top of Mount Everest, man, because you're going to have to lighten up your load and enlist help and do all kinds of shit if you ever want to get to the top of that hill, Miss Weezy. And, you know, this right here is kind of your learning curve in a sense, because Rahu activities, they're going to require you to jump out of your comfort zone. And once you do, you're actually feeling amazed at how, you know, exhilarated you feel and how empowered you are. This is kind of like the activation of your life's mission. And the sooner that you align yourself with this purpose or this path, the more purpose driven your life will become. All right. And you're always going to be able to return to your South node as that little ace in the hole, or, you know, that fallback game at certain times in your life, even after you made your way. But when it comes to the North node, it's kind of pretty much like this, man. You kind of get caught up thinking that just because you're good at certain shit, or you got some shit mastered, or you're just inherently good at it, that's what you're supposed to be doing with your life. Yet a lot of the times, that easy shit, it just don't feel spiritually satisfying. Because the simple fact is, maybe you've already mastered that shit and did that path enough times in previous lives. That's why you came into this life so good at that shit. So it's time for something new. It's time to flip the script and see that karmic destiny, which brings us to Ketu, or the South node. And this right here, this is your innate gifts, man. You know, this is past life shit. You know, the South Node is the exact opposite of the North Node, and it reveals the gifts that we brought into this lifetime with us. It's our comfort zone. It's our little sweet spot. Okay. And we're going to be innately good in these areas of life, which might cause us to begin our early path based on Ketu's energy. And while this might bring us a little sense of satisfaction and some accomplishments, hey, it'll never be spiritually nourishing because it's kind of basically on some been there, done that type shit when it comes to the soul, man. And, indeed you have, and probably in many lifetimes over and over again. You know, this right here says it's time to flip the script and use Ketu as a springboard into Rahu's destiny. Okay. It's like the South Node is your little horoscope hometown and shit. You know, not necessarily the place that you want to settle down permanently, but somewhere comfortable that you can go back and visit when you need a boost or to feel a sense of belonging. Now, when it comes to the way that we use these in astrology, you know, the nodes are used to determine where your destiny lies in this life with the North Node or Rahu, and kind of what you had going on in past lives with the South Node or Ketu. And as far as the transits go, these change signs about every 18 months or year and a half. And hey, this shit goes well beyond just Western astrology or this life right here that we're living right now, man. Because in Jewish or Kabbalistic astrology, you know, that focuses primarily on the nodes, and it calls the North Node your tikkun or your correction. And it views it as the karmic adjustment that your soul must make in order to ascend in this lifetime. Yeah, it's that serious. And in Vedic or sidereal astrology, Rahu is the head of the dragon, but he has no body. And Ketu is the body or the tail of the beast, which has no head. And it really takes on a harsh view of the South Node's karma. So just to sum this up, man, this shit is crucial. This shit right here is crucial. So pay attention. And hey, the house placement is actually more crucial than the sign placement. We've already covered the sign placement. So you can go look on my channel and you can see wherever your sign is. And then, hey, if your North Node is in the 3rd and your South Node is in the 9th, you have both of them. So when we're talking about having the North Node in the 3rd house, man, or Rahu in the 3rd house, man, the thing with this one right here is, man, you know, that age-old saying that communication is key, it kind of takes on karmic implications. But that ain't all it is either, because this also lets me know that in the past, these people right here were probably a little too focused on the big picture, which made it a lot harder for them than most to settle down. And that really just can't fly this time around, man. No, it's time for Rahu to flip the script on that and prioritize utilizing hands-on learning in order to get to know their immediate surroundings better in this lifetime right here. And that'll take them a long way, man. Plus, in a nutshell, it could just kind of also be said that it's time to stop wondering about shit so much and really start figuring shit out for real this go round. Cause a lot of them be so fixed on the end destination of their journey that they forget to actually even make a definitive move in the direction that they want to go in, which kind of gets them nowhere, of course. But sitting there wondering or thinking or, you know, trying to figure it all out. No. This time, it's time to do something about it, man. And not only that, in previous lifetimes, these people were so focused on ideas and hell-bent on finding their purpose that they kind of forgot about people. And hey, we can't do that, man. You can't do that. So in this life, a lot of the purpose of these folks is actually centered around learning to communicate and work with other people, and the lessons that can be learned through struggling with that and figuring out how to communicate in the most way effectively. And another thing is, you know, a 3rd house Rahu is trying to let them know that, you know, the devil is in the details. Cause with a 9th house Ketu, there's no doubt that these people brought some amazing ass smarts and wisdom with them into this life. So now it's time to develop some skills to go along with it. Yeah. And, you know, this is all about taking that abstract mind of theirs and making it a little more concrete this time, man. And in doing so, you know, with this being the 3rd, communication and writing, they're probably going to take on an added precedence too. Cause, you know, not only will these things right here help these folks develop a lot as a person, but there's probably a profound skill that's just waiting there latently just to be discovered. So, hey, man, seeing how their karma is tied to this, that's something worth looking into. That's definitely something worth looking into, man. And even if it ain't to that extent, learning how to communicate with other people effectively is everything for these folks right here. Because truth be told, a lot of them don't have very desirable social skills because they've been so fucking absorbed with searching for a broader meaning that, they never really took the time to develop that part of themselves enough, which, hey, that's rough. Hey, that's rough because the third house North Node people, they spend a lot of their life feeling lonely in rooms full of people. Yeah. But, the thing is, they can have lovers. They can have best friends, and they can have marriages too. But they often feel like strangers within their communities. So their karmic destiny in this life is really just kind of pushing them to interact. And, they can't run away if it gets awkward either. Because that definitely won't help. You definitely can't do that. That tendency to dip out and look for greener pastures that comes along with that ninth house or Sagittarian energies, is something that's going to have to be addressed too in this life. So maybe instead of dipping out, they should just learn to take a little break instead. That's definitely a lesson that's going to have to be learned regardless though. Regardless. And, now we want to flip the script on this. And if we want to talk about, the karmic implications of having a South Node in the ninth house or a Ketu in the ninth house, man. When we're looking at this right here, we're looking at somebody who spent a lot of time seeking truth in their previous existences. And hey, they could have been a mystic. They could have been a guru, some type of pastor, preacher, religious leader, or anybody who is some kind of champion for some type of righteous cause. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they could have even been professors or politicians, but no matter what the fuck they had going on, these were people who had an excellent view from the mountaintop, but they didn't necessarily have a solid understanding of how it to exist down in the valley or in the marketplace. So, hey, they really can't see the whole truth, really, because of that. Think about it, And even if they weren't all that religious or spiritual, they could have also just been somebody who simply decided to distance themselves from all the extra shit that comes from human relationships. But it just needs to be understood that it's an extremely pivotal part of the story too. You have to remember that. Interaction is everything, man. It's everything, man. Love is everything. You can't have the truth if you don't have the whole story. And you can't have the whole story unless you communicate with other people. Think about that. For real, man. So it's just time to get out of your head and start interacting. Talk to people and listen to their perspectives on the dualities, teach your truth and learn how other people have come to their truth too. That's the thing with this one, man. Stop living in wonder and start actively practicing your curiosity. And hey, you don't have to believe a word I just said, man. It might not play out for you like that. Just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. And what I mean is, hey, we all got all this energy available to us. What you do with it is what you do with it. And even beyond that, it's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. And that's some priceless knowledge in itself. And there's been some priceless knowledge of self. This is the time you should be hitting that like button, man. Because I know I went in. And you can hit the dislike button if you want to be a hater. I'll accept that. Leave a comment, man. YouTube is about interaction, man. Y'all communicate with me, man. I need interaction so I can get out here on this algorithm. Y'all can hit the like button. Y'all can subscribe, but I need interaction. Tell me how you feel. But I'm going to tell you something I ain't cool with. Don't jump in my comments with the conspiracy theories, man. Don't do that. Just because I'm an astrologer does not mean I'm a conspiracy theorist. Okay? I have my own values. I have my own beliefs that I care to keep to myself. So you want to talk about astrology? You want to talk how this affects your character? That's cool. But don't jump in my shit with that radical stuff, man. Don't do that. Okay? It's all love and respect either way, though. And hey, I'm letting y'all know that my calendar has kind of cleared. It's time to get some money. I'm feeling better. If you need a reading, I'm the one you need to come to. And if you're interested in that at all, I don't want you to hit me up in the comments about that. I want you to send me an email at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. And the same thing goes if you're interested in any merch. But let me tell you, you can get all the merch you want, man. And I want to sell it to you. And I will. But that's just the look, man. The type of swag that I got, it's got to be in you and not on you. Let me put it in you.